All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see people popping up inside chat. That being said, Alan, will you please start us off right, brother?
Well, if my insidious device will allow it here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, just exhausted mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, basically in every single way humanly possible.
I completely understand. 100% completely understand. Rob, how you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. Just normal, surviving. Thankfully, not in the condition that Alan's been in here, from what it sounds like. So hopefully you're feeling better. And same to you, Scotsman. Hopefully everything's going good. So, but yeah, still kicking, waiting for summer to break.
Yeah, just been a weird week, man. Just long week and just kind of weird. Just not had the energy to really do a whole lot, to be honest with you.
I don't know what it was about this week, man. Even starting out like Tuesday, I felt like it was Thursday. And then it just dragged on and on. It just, for some oddball reason, this week was like stupid long for me.
Yeah, and then Friday didn't help any. Friday I had a stupid training on knowing when to speak up and when to listen, and I told my boss straight up before the meeting even occurred, because he'd come to me a couple days prior and said, "Hey, did you check your email? Apparently you missed some training." And I'm like, "I haven't missed any training." He's like, "Yeah, apparently you missed some." I'm like, "No, I really haven't, but whatever." I checked my email and he's like, "Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's just speak up, listen up crap, whatever." And I told him, "Look, if you really want me to fricking go, I'll be in there. I'll keep my mouth fucking shut, and that's it. Because you know what? If I say something, it ain't gonna go well." he knows. He's like, "All right." I really don't want to go, but if I have to, I will. But yeah, I'll just stand in the corner, keep my mouth shut.
Right. You're applying the information from that class in a manner that where you just avoid the class because it's just going to be a problem. So I'll just keep my mouth shut, sign off
Dude,
on it, and everything's good to go.
it was fucking horrible, man. I mean, it could have been a lot worse if I had the other person teaching it, but there was the newer person that's in safety was teaching it, but even then, she was bad enough. She started going into her feelings and all this other crap.
Oh God!
Then we go, "Oh my God, come on! Like seriously."
What?
I feel
She
for
started
you,
to go into her feet. What is that word you used?
Yeah, I know exactly.
man. It's just a phrase, okay? It's just a phrase.
Yeah, I had to bite my tongue hard. Put it that way.
Oh, I've told my director before. I'm like, feelings. This is a work environment. What does feelings have anything at all to do with work?
Well, one of the points they brought up in there was, are you okay with talking to someone if you see someone doing something wrong, and you got to stop them and try and help them correct it, if it's not safe, this, that, the other. And she said something along the lines of, you might hurt their feelings and this, and I'm just like, all right, shut up. Like, just keep your mouth shut. Don't say a word. Who gives a fuck?
Well, I actually got a formal written write-up about 2 months ago because somebody was doing something ridiculously unsafe, and I voiced my opinion and voiced that they shouldn't be doing such while dropping F-bombs left and right and the fuck is wrong with you, you dumb fucking idiot? Because you really need to emphasize the point when it comes to a safety factor. The fact is, if I'm doing something with a crane, doing something with a forklift, doing something, and you're just like off in Neverland, you're going to get yourself killed. And so I tried to emphasize the point and how serious it was by using aggressive, colorful language. And apparently work doesn't like that anymore. I'm like, well, okay, next time I won't say anything and let him get run over by a fucking fucking D8. No problem.
Yeah, no, I've had that before. I've had people walk right out in front of me, driving the forklift. I've had people walking behind me, driving the forklift, and I've cussed them out.
I've actually seen
that was my first thought when she started talking about shit like that, and I'm just sitting there, no, like you're dumb enough to walk up in front of me. You're dumb enough to get fucking yelled at and cussed out.
I've seen a couple people are fucking around on a job site, kinging them out and shit. Machine was backing up, bulldozer, I don't know what fucking size. Bigger than a man, that's for goddamn sure, full size, whatever. And dude slid down, got pinned underneath, and right over his freaking leg. He got lucky as hell because the ground was kind of soft, so he didn't lose his leg from what I hear, but obviously they were both fired. It was the whole site was shut down, big ordeal, blah blah blah, fucking stupid shit. It happens quick. So
oh yeah, no, that's
exactly it. Like for me, you go work on a roof crew like 20, 30 years ago, or 20 years ago, whatever. Freaking these guys, like I've seen my boss in the past make a grown man cry. I mean, this dude's older than me, and he was crying about how he tied a ladder on a truck. Like, I mean, complete freaking freakouts. Like people beating on hoods, crazy shit you probably shouldn't do out front of a customer's house. But these old contractors, they don't hold no goddamn punches. Like,
no,
like I don't know how the hell, like, like some people are way too soft.
You cannot hold punches back when it comes to this. When it comes to this stuff, man, and
there's a difference between an abusive asshole and somebody just keeping you in check. Like, you're about to get ran over. Fucking move, like dumbass, whatever. You don't put the ladder on the branch you're cutting, you dumbass. Like certain shit is just, common sense. But
yeah, we've had some new people start, a few years back and all that. And most of them never made it, but when they come in, they'd be there for a little bit and they start hearing this, hearing that. But I don't know how I can deal with this. Like this is such a rough environment. I'm like, dude, you're in a fucking factory. You work with a bunch of fucking rednecks. What do you expect? Oh, no, dude, it's a bunch of fucking rednecks in a factory. You're gonna get fucking yelled at. You're gonna get fucking cussed at. Welcome to life. Yeah, none of them made it. Garage guy, what's going on, man?
Oh, just chilling out here for the evening. It's been a really good week. Had a really great weekend. This past Friday, my granddaughter graduated from college. Got her electives out of the way, and she's going to be going to Radford University here in southwestern Virginia this coming fall. She hasn't made her mind up yet in what she's going to major in, but she went to the community college to be certified as a pharmacy tech. And she's been working part-time at a pharmacy there in her hometown now for the past year. She's doing quite well, and I'm really happy for her. Also, the Virginia State Supreme Court overturned the redistricting election results, said it was unconstitutional. So hell yeah. You know,
I saw that, man. That's definitely a win. Definitely a win.
The language on the ballot, I saw it with my own eyes. You know, if you want the, fair representation or what have you, that was not to keep it like it was at 6-5. That was for 10-1. And a lot of people hadn't been keeping up on with the news. Thousands of voters saw that and thought, oh, this is a 6-5. So they voted for the 10-1, not realizing. So, yeah, that was misleading. But that shit got overturned, This governor we got, like I said before, she's a damn psychopath. She's out for attention, wanting to get on a national level. Well, she got the wrong kind of attention, but that's fine with me.
Yeah, no, she's a piece of work, man. I started seeing ads. I don't know why we were getting them out here, but we were getting the ads out here for her too. And I've seen those ads, and I'm just like, she's a fucking piece of work. You could just tell right off the rip, piece of work.
Yeah. Also, got out to the range here this afternoon. I joined a local range, and I got about 5 or 6 shooting segments for videos coming up later. Hell, that'll do me about the next 3 months. So, hey, it's been a good weekend, like I said.
Kyle's out there saying they're trying to replace the Supreme Court. That'll be an interesting one.
Well, they're appointed. I don't think they're going to just up and replace them.
No, I was gonna say that's gonna take some time to do something like that.
Yeah.
So apparently, according to Daniel, I look like an orc from Lord of the Rings, and you look like the White Wizard.
Well, it's a damn good looking White Wizard. I'll say that, Daniel.
I mean, I've been called way worse. So I'm not going to argue. I don't care. I've been called way worse.
And that's just within the last hour.
Well, I've never seen those movies, so I don't know what any of them looks like.
Speaking of calling, you call your mom, Scotsman?
Hell no.
God, you're such an asshole.
Damn straight.
Tell us something we don't know.
What's her number? I'll give her a call. I'll give her a call for you.
I don't know her number. I've told you this before. Look, I talk to my mother through my brother. I don't talk to her directly. If she had my phone number, it'd be a problem.
I don't know. Still think you should call her and tell her thank you for not flushing your ass down the toilet.
Nah, I'm good. She's gotten sassy in her old age.
Just
I don't
saw
know.
Rich.
I keep cutting my hair shorter. I'm going to end up looking like Scotsman here in a little bit. Give me another 2 weeks. I'll have the beard back out.
Just saw Rich 4150 over in the side chat. That's a name I hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's good to see Rich out there. He's been posting some videos here and there. He's doing a lot of music videos.
Mm. I remember when he was doing his live stream, he'd always have some kind of small gun safe in the background behind him. And he never called on, but every week I would say, Rich, type in the side chat, hey, Rich, tell us about that gun cabinet behind you there. And he'd tell everybody all about it, and I did that for I don't know how many weeks in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a live stream here and there. He did one a week or two ago. He does random ones here and there. But he's doing a lot of music videos, which is good to see. So, Alan, you want to call out the side chat while we're talking about them? Because we got plenty of folks out there.
Oh, I certainly can. That is if my insidious device of a computer here will allow me, because dang, according to YouTube, Aces James Bond, Bama Dad, Edward Petty, Fudd with a Gun, Garage Guy here in the room, Kyle Lusk, believe one of the first comments in the chat. M. Gabriel, Rich 4150, Vanessa Kitty, West Covina Dodge. If I didn't read your name, Tex I can. If I didn't read your name, it's because I didn't see it. That's probably why. Yeah, the chat rules on YouTube they progressively have gotten worse and worse and worse over the years. They've eliminated a lot of the fun that we would have on chats. Eliminated a lot of the subjects that we can even talk about. This show itself has been taken down because we were talking about different products that we just use. It's just products that we use. We weren't necessarily endorsing them. We weren't trying to sell them, but YouTube was saying we were trying to sell them. Why? Because we said how much we got them for at the local Tractor Supply or whatever. The things you can and can't do on the platform are really pathetic, honestly.
Savage Lee's out there. IEDC at 454 Casol. I like you.
Yep, if you don't hit them, you're going to burn the shit out of them.
Can we talk about dinguses and girls' restrooms? You know what, man? YouTube's all for that, apparently, so talking about it, though, I don't know. They may not like us talking about it.
Well, that sounds like a West Coast thing anyway. Isn't that where YouTube's headquartered anyhow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, at least for now. They may move, who knows, but probably not. There's a lot of companies that are moving, getting out of that area.
Yeah, Smith and Wesson left Massachusetts and moved down in Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
they still got the one in Massachusetts. They got one in Tennessee, and they got one somewhere else too. But they just split up what they're doing as far as each location.
Yeah, it's nice they're still in America. Yeah, I guess Ruger's in America too, but being bought out by Beretta, or their merger there. Now what? Beretta's Italian, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you could be getting bought out by someone worse. I mean, that's a damn good company to be bought out by.
Yeah, yeah. Like that, but still, it's I don't know. Part of me, I always get hated a little bit when a known American company gets bought out to overseas or something. Doesn't matter if they're good overseas or bad. It's just
I mean, I'm
bad
sure
stuff.
I'm sure Ruger's not struggling, but if they're being bought out, there's probably something going on.
Well, there was a fella here about a week ago put up a video about how Beretta started buying into Ruger. They would buy so much stock, and then when they got up to about 10%, Ruger kind of took notice of it, and they laid off for a good while. Beretta did, and then next thing you know, out of the blue, they buy more stock, and that's how they got into buying it. They didn't just come up and say, "Hey, how much we buy you out." They didn't make a straight offer. They just came in the back door and started buying up stocks. What he was saying on his video, I can see the guy's face in my mind right now, but I can't remember his name.
Interesting.
And Beretta is the oldest continuous operating company in the world. They've been around since like the 15th or 16th century.
Yeah, they're well over 500 years, man.
Yeah.
What were they doing initially? Arms of some sort, or 'cause I know a lot of companies started, but they might not have necessarily started in firearms. But what was Beretta initially making 500 years ago?
The guillotine.
No, they've always been in firearms.
Yeah, well, I'm just stating if they were from 500 years ago, they might have been in something else back then. I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm sure they delved into other stuff too, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what was big 500 years ago, but whatever it was, Beretta was probably making it back in. Those Italians, man, back in, they pretty smart people. And then you had they talk about the Dark Ages and the Catholic Church. A lot of people, scientists back in them days, were drug out and hung or whatever, because they thought they were unholy types or something like that.
Yeah, back in those days, everything was crazy. I mean, in a sense, shit, they hung a bunch of women because they called them witches, and come to find out it was something from the rats. Can't remember what the hell it was now, but
Yeah.
disease going around and shit. I mean, you got enough people to side with something, you could hang anybody back in the day.
Yeah, Beretta's really well known for their shotguns too. Over under side by sides. They make some really nice pieces.
Yeah, Beretta's cool, but again, in a way, we lost an American company, and Ruger did make a lot.
Well, look, you got to look at it this way. If you're not necessarily losing an American company. If they're still keeping it here and it's still going to be manufactured here, then you're not losing it. Is it being bought out by a company that's not from here? Yes, but that doesn't mean you're losing an American company. As long as they're still doing everything in-house and still doing it here, then you're still going to be an American-made company.
Yeah, I guess it's made in America, but the product,
they're just being owned by someone else. That's all.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I like it. The money to come back into America, stuff like that. The values of the company to be American.
I mean, look, you got to look at it like this. I think Ruger, and this is just my personal opinion. Y'all can say what you want to say, but I think Ruger took a huge leap when they started doing Marlins.
Right.
And I think it was a good thing that they did, but the problem that they had is they were way over fucking priced. They set those things out at freaking top tier dollar and just insane prices for what you're buying. And I think that's really kind of what's hurt them a lot. They set out to try and keep an iconic company alive, and instead they overpriced it.
So did they change the price tier of Marlin? Because the only example I have is my 795, which is like the cheapest gun I ever bought.
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
like $120 with like a $20 rebate or something. I don't know. I bought like 3 over, but
they took over all the lever actions and they were pricing them way higher than they should be.
Okay. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah. No, if they're not selling, then you're carrying the weight of Marlin, but not making money off it. But Ruger was pretty big.
That's personally, again, that's just my personal thoughts. I think that's a huge thing that probably hurt them. I'm sure there's other factors in there, but I think that's probably a big factor.
Didn't they acquire something else besides Marlin at that time? I thought they acquired 2 or 3. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought they acquired more than just Marlin back when, what is this, like 5 years ago or something?
Well, they acquired
not a whole
Marlin,
lot long ago, right?
They acquired Marlin only it was like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like New Texican says, they used to be the working man's gun, not less expensive than Henry's, and then it's the role's been reversed. They definitely way overpriced them.
Switch lanes with it, yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's
and again, that's just
it's hard to do when you got a brand.
That's just part of what I think happened to them. There's probably other factors in there, but I think that's a huge part of it.
Well, it's a good thing, like you said, that they're still here, still being made here and stuff. But I think longevity, as I said, I'd appreciate it more if it stayed American. But I'm biased. I want shit to be made here. I want the money to be spent here. I want the jobs to be here. I want the deals to be here. I want the parts to be here.
And I think
if we work with somebody else, it's by choice. It's not because there's a gun to our head and we have to. It's that's how basically self-sufficient, like an adult country. That's what I would like.
Right, but you know how things go. Shit happens and companies make mistakes.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Nice
having
switch. Shit, it's just
again
sad when we lose one.
having someone like Beretta stepping in, I think that's probably a good thing. You know, they know what they're doing, and so hopefully they'll be able to turn things around and still keep it American made, keep it here, and keep the jobs here, and not change stuff up too much.
Yeah, I hope they don't tinker with any of the firearm designs. You know, the Ruger revolvers, man. I love those things. You know,
Yeah, I
just
think the 1022. I mean, obviously it's it's not my choice, but it's like an American heritage gun.
I
So
don't see them
crazy to
messing with.
fuck it up.
I don't see them messing with designs by any means, just because they're tried and true. The only thing I really see them kind of doing is more on the business end of it, going in, adjusting prices, looking at where the market's at, and playing around with certain things to increase the sales and make things happen on that end. I don't really see them changing designs or anything like that. It'd be really stupid to buy an established company with fantastic designs and start going in and changing stuff.
You know, when
unfortunate. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, when Ruger first bought out the Marlin line, they had a press release that included the Model 60, and Ruger said they would do a limited run of those every so many years. You know, not many, because that was the main competitor to the 1022. But so far, that hasn't happened yet.
I was gonna say there's a common practice. I can't think of what it's called now, but it's a thing. It's out there. There's people that specialize in it, but where you go into a company from another company, you acquire a company, you go in and you basically gut it. You take everything you can take out of it, liquidate stuff. I mean, it basically happened to Sears, from what they say. Things like this, you put no investment in anything, and then they flip it and sell it, and people are making money at the original. So I just hope that don't take place with Ruger, where Ruger ends up
I don't see
got
that
a shell of
happening.
itself, with where things were, say, a $5 part, and now it's a $2 part that's junk and just not reliable and shit. Because that's I can't think of the term now what it's called, but there's a whole people go to college for this shit. That it's a thing.
Yeah, I don't see them again. I don't see them going in there to make massive changes and screw anything up. I see them going in there to make improvements, and more so on the business end of it and not on the manufacturing end of it. The manufacturing end, I think they probably have done pretty dang good. They've been around a long time, tried and true, like I said earlier. So I don't see them changing that. I just see them going in and doing more on the business end of it.
Well, I hope so. Yeah. Again, I'd hate to see anything negative to what would be perceived as a made in American product or company going downhill. So hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a bad thing, or maybe down the line they'll sell it off back to an American and somebody else will run it for us.
Now, Ruger's got one of the best customer service departments I've ever dealt with. I ain't never had a problem with it. I really haven't had to send back maybe 2, maybe 3 Rugers over the last, I don't know how many years. And that's a good track record. And I'm always able to get a hold of somebody on the phone that speaks English. And, they're very helpful. And they'd send that, what do you call that thing? The FedEx mail and label or shipping label right off the bat, and help you get things set up to send it up back to the factory. Always been good customer service, from my experience.
Yeah, no, even when I was working, as a dealer, they were fantastic to work with. I never had an issue with them.
Yeah. One a few years ago was American Ranch rifle when they first come out, 7.62 by 39, and it wouldn't eject spent shell casings. I had that back within 2 weeks and worked like slick as a ribbon, man. No problem. Even steel cased ammo.
I wanted one of those. I still would probably take one, but for when I was actually willing to buy one, you couldn't find them. So they were, you couldn't get them in that caliber around here. So I think Travis P11 ended up buying one around that time frame. This is probably like 4 years ago or something. It wasn't long after they came out. And the 7.62 by 39 got hard to find pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. I let that first one go. A fella offered me what I had in it, and I went ahead and took it. And then a few months later, I'm like, daggone it, why did I do that? And then it took me quite a while to find another one, but I couldn't find it local. I had to order it from Bud's, and I'm glad I did. I've already had several people try to get it from me, and I'm like, nope, ain't happening.
Yeah.
I already made that mistake once.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and this was before they had all that, the issues they were having where they put I don't know if it was a tariff or embargo, whatever. The Russian ammo was going to be stopping for so long, and da 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 da. I don't know if you guys recall that time frame, but
yeah,
they weren't getting it or selling it to us anymore and whatnot. So it was before all that. So 7.62 was cheap, back then. So even if you're into ARs, I mean, you stumble across it, this and that. It's still nice to have. It was nice to play with. Seems like everything just gets more and more expensive now, but basically it was a cheap round that most people didn't want. So, but especially a steel case.
Yeah, I got plenty of that stocked up. I learned from that shortage in 2012. I guess the Sandy Hook shortage, what people call it. And then it ended suddenly the day after Trump got elected the first time. Ammo just appeared out of thin air everywhere, just like that daggone quick. And I kept stocking up, and even these odd calibers, 357 SIG, 7.62 by 39. A lot of people learned a lesson from that one shortage.
Yep. I remember buying a shitload of ammo back when Obama was going. Like shit. I'm still in some cases shooting some of that ammo. Like, way back there was 22 shortage and all that stuff. So people were waiting in lines and shit at the local stores. Like, everybody knew everybody's name.
It was horrible. You'd get people, we'd have limits on stuff, and we'd have people, go out to their car, change their clothes, come back in and try to buy more.
Yeah. They show up with their wife, their neighbor, their cousin, everybody, like people holding spots in line and shit. It was crazy.
It was insane. It was insane. The amount of conversations I had to have with people, and it's like talking to a kid.
Everybody bitching.
Like, they're sitting there trying to scream at you about 22. Dude, it's fucking 22. Come on, man.
Everybody knew what day their store got deliveries. Like, every store schedule and all that.
They learned that real fast, and they'd be there first thing in the morning, and yep.
Oh, I saw one I saw a local gun shop. They had one box of a Remington Thunderbolt, 500 rounds. The guy went and brought out Glad sandwich bags. He put 50 rounds in each sandwich bag and trying to sell it for $15 for 50 rounds, and people got pissed over
Oh
that.
my God.
Yeah, price gouging.
Yeah.
Well,
I seen a cup at a gun show. There was a Remington cup full of ammo. It's 12.22. And I was considering buying it because I drink coffee and whatever, it's gun related. And I was kind of more interested in the cup, but I think the guy wanted like $40 or $45 or something. Like it had like 100 rounds, maybe. I'm like, and the thing was covered with dust. It was probably like some promotional thing from 20 years ago, but just ridiculous price. Some of these people were not. I seen Lucy 5.56 at a gun counter. You can buy them individually. You know what I mean? I think the sale was like $1 a piece or something like that. That's crazy. I don't know if you're like, to me, I think Lucy, like, you used to be able to buy like cigarettes individual at the corner stores and stuff. Like, now you can go down and I need 2 rounds. Like it's amazing.
Yeah. Hell, I got 5.56 from 10, 15 years ago. I stocked up on that too.
Yeah. It only takes one good scare, I think, and then most people, get in the habit of buying. If you need one, you buy 2. Every time you buy the store, you pick up a couple boxes. So, and then eventually you're like, Jesus Christ, hope you never have to move.
Yeah, I mean, I've bought a lot of ammo over the years where I didn't even have a gun for it yet. I just saw a good deal on it and bought it. Get the gun later.
Wow. I don't do that unless there's somebody I know that shoots it that might use it, like, because then I might have a way to unload it, but I don't want to
No,
get
see,
stuck.
I already knew I was going to end up buying the gun at some point in that caliber, so I would just, as soon as I saw a good deal on it, I snapped up on it.
Well, commit you to follow through. You already got a bunch of ammo, shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I got about 400 rounds of 45 Colt, and I don't own anything chambered in that.
I know you'll like that round whenever you do.
I mean, I've shot it before, but I never did go out and buy the firearm. What was it out of? Well, heck, it was out of a Black Hawk, Ruger Black Hawk. Love that thing, single action.
Yep.
Yeah. 5.5 inch barrel, I believe. 5, 6 inch, something like that. One of the longer barrels. It's been a few years, but I like that round.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's a good round.
Yeah, it's not a horrible thing to do, I guess. Depending on your situation, how much room you got, your finances, all that. If you know anybody you could unload it on if you were in a jam.
I was going through Walmart
Not
one day,
unload it,
I don't
sell it.
I don't remember how many years ago this was. This was probably 2018 or 19, maybe. I was going through Walmart and I just happened to see some ammo on sale, and I mean it was like stupid priced. So I called Jamie and I'm like, "Hey, is this a good price?" And he's like, "Yeah, buy it." I'm like, "Okay, I'll buy it. I ain't got the gun, but I'll buy it." So I bought it anyway. And then 2020 is when I bought the gun to pair up with the ammo.
Yeah, it works. Sometimes things happen that way.
If you are looking to actually stock up on things, you can actually pick up a 50-gallon barrel of 62 grain 5.56 right now for right about $5,750. So that works out to like 40 some odd cents a round. 42 cents a round, because it's like 12,500 rounds. Lake City original.
Sorry about that. I must have hit the button or something. I put my phone down and get a sip of coffee, and the next thing I know, it was kicking off the show. So
Sip
my
of
mistake.
coffee. He was probably eating the salad, folks. Don't believe him. Don't listen to him. He was probably eating the salad.
Steak tonight. I was gonna do burgers, but the damn price of ground beef, like I would have had to buy 2 packages the way they got it in over there. Like there's no big pack, so you would have had to get 2 of these. Basically, it costs more to buy hamburgers than it would have cost me to buy steak. The steak was on sale and hamburgers pricey, and I need 2. So we ended up getting 6 steaks instead, and potatoes, cauliflower, what else? Broccoli, something else, I don't know, whatever. Vegetable stuff, some baked thing you throw in the oven. Pretty good. No salad tonight. I guess maybe a vegetable salad.
It's definitely the night of the trolls. We've definitely had a few out there. We've got another one. I mean, maybe they're not. Maybe they just think Alan's cute. Who knows?
Dude, he's a Beamer driving stud. What do you mean?
Well, it didn't seem to work out well for the Amazon driver that was trying to deliver a package of my work this week. She walked in and she's like, "Can I set these right here?" And I'm like, "You can set those anywhere you like." She's like, "Can I get a name?" I'm like, "Yeah, and you can get a phone number too if you want it." The next thing out of her mouth was, "So how do I get out of your gate?" Right on.
Well, hey man, he tried. You don't win them all. So.
Yeah,
She's probably a lesbian, bro. She's probably a lesbian. Don't worry about it.
I mean, it's Iowa, so I mean, it's slim pickings. So you got to try when you can.
Yeah. When you find one, you got to take your shot, man, because they're few and far between.
Yeah, you never know if you don't try.
And a lot of people don't nowadays, from what I hear. And the younger crowd and stuff, like people have gotten weird, in my opinion. Young people don't drive, like they don't want to date, they don't do kids, like it's like the culture's changed. So yeah, I'd say a lot of people they bitch so much about not wanting to get harassed that now some people are just begging for a compliment. So it's all about how you do it.
Yeah, I noticed he didn't.
I've been thinking about doing a little bit more stockpiling because some of the supplies have gotten, and well, it depends upon your perspective, but me, I'm just like, oh, well, that's getting a little low. And I've been thinking about just doing some bulk buys, been keeping my finger on the pulse of some things. And I'm when it comes to my bulk buys, I'm a little picky. It's not always about strictly the price. I know what my particular guns like to run when it's bought ammo. And so I kind of stick in that same direction. It's like I don't run 223s in my 5.56s. I just don't. And for the most part, most of that stuff sticks with all Lake City. Now there's some of them that actually eat better ammo than that, simply because I care about those guns more. But
I got to start buying a little bit. So, not proud to admit, but I'm starting to get a little lower than I should be, like in 22. So, now it's still, what I, like you say, what you consider low and what others is a different story. But, I don't like the numbers where I'm at right now.
Man, they're just tearing you up in the comments out there, Alan. Apparently, they seem to think you got like a freaking white van and some candy or something going on.
yeah, I don't know where that came from. I mean, this guy was probably 25 or 26. Only about half my age, whatever.
A lot of chicks are into that, man.
Well,
Hey.
I understand it nowadays because the guys their age are still living with their parents and have no ambition for life itself.
They're trying to get the girls to pay for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they have feelings and they have this, that, the other, and it's the younger one.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah, you got to be careful though, because they can be too young. You just got to be careful.
Well, you got to be careful because they might be too hung. These days,
You never know.
you gotta be pretty careful because if sometimes you're not able to tell if you don't have that kind of radar system on you.
Yeah, you got to look for that Adam's apple, man. That's some babe comes at you and she's got that Adam's apple out there. Just
Hi, my name's Sherry. Oh shit!
Do you? You probably don't, but I mean, I have no fucking clue. But you remember when we went to the store? It was probably 4 or 5 years ago now. We went to the fucking store, and the gal at the fucking register, and I don't know. I mean, I say gal, but I mean, it was hard to fucking tell because she had a bigger fucking stash than Alan does on her face.
She almost had mutton chops for as far as it came down the side of her cheek. It wasn't dense, but it was puffy. Like she blow dried that shit. She was proud of that fucking those mutton chops she had.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
I don't know. I've seen the opposite, man, where I can think of a time where I was in Cheyenne and at the grocery store, and, I was looking for something. I can't remember what the hell I was looking for, but half the aisles are Spanish and shit. But somebody asked, like, do you need help or something? And I turned around and it just didn't. It was like looking at something that just didn't make no sense. Like, this looked like a goddamn girl, top to bottom girl, but spoke clear as a man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, weird shit. That's that shit that could freak you out. Dim lighting in a bar or something. Because if she tried to talk like a girl, you would think she was a girl. Some of these people actually look like girls. Like, it's weird, man. So. But whatever, each their own. I'm just saying, some of them. We got a lot here that'll be like a a lumberjack dude with a beard and shit walking around in a little flower dress and, freaking with a pair of Red Wings on and shit. Like, seriously, like you don't
Well,
even
yeah, there's
try.
this.
But
So,
then you get the other ones where you wouldn't know any better. Like, so, if it matters, definitely be careful. You got to go through like a process nowadays. If this is just like a bar meeting thing, like, you better do a full inspection.
The movie Anger Management comes to mind.
no, I stop in this convenience store occasionally on my way to work in the mornings, and the timing is about the same with this other guy that comes in, and he's like redneck Carhartt wearing, beard, but 5-inch red stiletto heels. Like everything about except down to the shoes. I don't understand it. Whatever. I'm not asking them any different.
Why? Fucking why?
It's weird. Like, if like you're not even gonna try, I don't understand what does it matter then? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, you might as well just throw a pair of jeans on and a t-shirt,
Well, and then they go get into this old beat up Ford truck that's got the duck boots tucked between the cab and the bed. Like, okay.
Look, man, you bring vehicle choice into this, and I think that's wrong. I'm not a Ford guy, but there's plenty of Ford guys out there that don't have the duck boots or dresses on.
It's funny too. Like this past week, we had the primary out here, and I went and voted, and I walk in to go vote, and the old lady behind the freaking desk is sitting there, and she goes, "I don't know why you don't grow your hair. You'd look much better with hair." And I'm like, do you see the receding fucking hairline? I'm like, what the fuck do you care?
Because it only starts at the neck and grows down from there.
You're on her list, buddy.
And then she goes,
"You go across town."
Then she goes, I don't understand why the beard and the different colors. And I'm like, you do understand how a fucking beard grows, right? I'm fucking getting harassed going to fucking vote. I'm like, lady, I'm just here to fucking vote. Like, what the fuck? But then you got men that dress up as fucking women and women that dress up as fucking men and vice versa and all the rest of it and in between and whatever else, but you got a manly man with a fucking beard and bald and he's getting harassed by old fucking ladies.
Maybe that was her way of hitting on you.
I don't know, man. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's almost to that point there, Daniel. Almost. Not quite. But I would never do that anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, Walter's right.
I should have worn my kilt. She probably would have liked that.
Amen. Amen. People are welcome to be, to each their own, whatever. Who really cares? But, Just don't shove it down anybody's throat. You just be you, and that's fine. And who really cares?
But we still reserve the
I can
right to
still be
call it stupid.
judgmental though,
Yep.
because why not? I mean, you're going to judge
American.
me you're going to judge Scotsman for not growing his head, but growing his face.
Right. And then there's people at work with fucking green hair. But,
I
yeah.
don't
I
really like
understand
that.
that too, because one of the things that cracks me up about work is, for example, where I work, it says, you have to have a natural hair color. There's people at work with fucking green hair, purple hair, and you fucking name it, and no one says a word.
Well, doesn't it I don't know, just something seems funny, with the bright pink, especially if it's not like Halloween is one thing, but when it's just normal, the unnatural colors just kind of stand out. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the point, what people look for. I don't know, but
I mean, really, I believe
just,
that is the point.
I don't know.
Is to try to make themselves stand out, try to gain the attention. They're just seeking attention. And then if they get the attention, it has to be just the right kind of attention, because if you give them the wrong kind of attention, they're going to go ballistic on you.
One gal, the only kind of attention she needs is to go to a fucking gym. That's about the only attention she needs. I'll tell you that.
But to me personally, it just doesn't really look good. As far as attractive, you know what I mean?
Oh
it's
no,
I guess a bright orange hair would just look unnatural, where it's just I don't know, you might have been cute, but now it just kind of looks a little funny, or it's thrown off, or something. You know what I mean?
It's very clownish. Very clownish.
Yeah, it's just
I don't
kinda
understand why, because I mean, back in the day, my first wife, I think it was my first one, she was a natural blonde, gorgeous blonde. And then she did underneath on the back, she did a whole bunch of purple, but it was a really, really dark purple. And the way that it fanned out looked good. It actually looked really, really good. So you can do it tastefully. And then there's people that just look like they slathered color on the side of their head, and it just
yeah.
There's a lot of that. It just makes you wonder what you're thinking, because it doesn't attractive wise. I don't think it looks good. I don't know. I know I'm not. I can't speak for every man in the world, but it just I don't know. If somebody has toxic green fingernails, you're going to be ooh.
Let's address this comment. So TJ's out there. He says it's peacocking. Okay, so y'all know what a peacock is. You know the peacock spreads its feathers, tries to get attention. Hey, look at me. I'm the this, that, the other. These people, man, they don't need that kind of attention. They don't. They sure as hell don't.
When Alan just said they just slather that stuff on her head, that reminded me of a woman at work, and her name was Brandy, and she was definitely not all up there. She come in one day, real dark purple on this side and fire red on this side, and it was lunch break. I looked at her. I said, "I'll bet you $10 the carpets don't match the drapes." She had no reply to that.
So what would you have said if she was like, "I'll take you up on that"? You would have turned and ran away, right?
That was one female I did not want to know anything about. She came in.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
There's Walter thinking about coming out of retirement and opening his own little barber shop, hair salon. you're at it, it'd probably take off, man. It probably would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one gal came in with multicolored hair, like you were talking about, Rogers guy. Came in with multicolored hair one day, fucking green, pink, purple, blue, and just. I mean, you couldn't even say it looked anything like good or normal or just like why? Like what the fuck were you thinking? Like, did you fall in fucking multiple buckets of paint and just stand back up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't there a doll like that? Like a famous kid's doll? Like white, blue arms, and it had like rainbow colored hair and shit. There was some kid's doll like that.
I like this comment.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's was something to do with some character or something. I don't know. Not saying you should do it. I'm just saying, like, I think there's different Halloween versus every day.
TJ's got a good one. It's maybe like the blue ring octopus, warning danger. Stay away.
Yeah, but that woman, well, hell, her name was Brandy. I'll just say it. Looked like she stuck one side of her head in a one color can of paint, and the other side in another kind. It was all thick and jumbled looking. It was. She had to been tweaking really bad when she done that. That's all I can figure.
Yeah, some bipolar stuff going on or something. There was somebody I seen recently that had half their hair white and half their hair black. One of these TV celebrity type people or whatever. Even that seemed off-putting to me. Like, I don't know. So I guess depending on which side you sit on, you could, pretend you cheat with their twin or something. I don't know. I don't know what the game is they're doing, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah, maybe it's like some kind of Harley Quinn Joker type deal. I don't know.
Maybe. I have no idea. But seems like people are gonna ruin your goddamn hair though. So I know that's one thing I bitch about with my daughters, like, because kids they want to do what everybody's doing, so of course they want to dye their hair every freaking week or some shit, and I'm not into that. So maybe I'm an asshole, but
no, I mean I've
gonna destroy your hair. You keep fucking around with it.
Well, you're gonna destroy your hair. Potential for cancer, this, that, the other, because of all those chemicals you're putting in your hair. I've had people come up to me over the years and why don't you dye your beard? Instead of just having multiple colored beard. Like, dude, no. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm perfectly fine with my beard going, gray, white, whatever. Doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna dye my freaking beard.
Oh, I've seen here a while back. Some fellow tried to sue the Just for Men hair dye company. He had a beard and he used it for about like 6 or 7 years, where he was turning gray. And then when he finally decided to shave, the brown imprint or whatever, the leftover residual from all that stuff he used over the years was still on his skin, and he couldn't get rid of it.
Damn.
Oh shit! He started getting pulled over and harassed. His wife was like, "No, I ain't into that shit," and it got ugly, huh?
Yeah, he well, I don't know. He must have just caked it on or something. I mean, maybe he had the type of skin that just couldn't handle that, that dye or whatever.
Well, I was gonna say it must have been some type of dye or something, and eventually absorbed the pigment, got into the skin like a tattoo or something. So
right,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, TJ. I mean, the kids nowadays really don't have self-esteem because they're not being taught to have any. They're being taught to have feelings and be crybabies and all the rest of it. They're not being taught to actually stand up and go out and do something.
And I don't know. I don't think it's all kids. I think a lot of people are just way more reserved, locked into themselves. Because keep in mind, kids now, everywhere they go, they're under a microscope. They live in a multiverse of online and reality. So anybody gets a bad picture. It's why I think I got a theory on kids don't dance. It's because they're all scared to look like an idiot. So somebody post it, put the wrong caption, the wrong spot, you look stupid. Everybody's scared to look stupid, so nobody does nothing. They just stand around and try to look cool, try to not look stupid. It's the problem in the younger generation.
No,
I think people still have opinions and whatnot or whatever. They're just afraid to be shamed or belittled or kicked out of the social club because of anything different.
No, and Walter brings up a good point, and I've said this many times too. Kids these days don't have any good skills when it comes to basic trades or anything like that. I grew up in the trades. I've been doing that since I was very, very young. So, it's a good thing to have, good skills to have. And kids these days don't even know how to freaking take a wheel off a freaking car. Do a brake job, do an oil change. They have no freaking clue.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think it slipped a lot. People got too soft. I bitch about it all the time too. But I will state we have had, we do live in a different society now as far as kids. Like, so this is what I used to tell people when they'd say, well, why do you homeschool? And I'm like, well, when's the last time you actually spent a day at your kid's school? And nobody ever does. Like, you go actually see what they're doing at my local schools. You'd homeschool too, man, or go private school. You ain't gonna keep your kid there. But it's the same type of thing. Like, you guys might be a little further from the situation. I don't know, what age kids you guys have or whatever, but seeing more closer to the kids' perspective, I think, culture's shifted. Everything's sensitive. You do the wrong thing, people are making web pages about you and shit. They actually got a list here where, the local girls will put guys on a list and everybody knows everything about them. Like, shit like that, where it's before you had a bad performance, you had an embarrassing night, you tried to avoid a person. Now the whole world knows that shit. So I think people are just a little more scared and reserved. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm just, throwing out a different opinion there. But I agree. I think everybody got too soft. People won't let their kids mow the grass. They won't yell at their kid. They won't spank their kid. They won't do nothing.
Whoa! This is YouTube, man. I'm not sure. This is YouTube, man. I'm not sure if you're allowed to voice your opinions.
I'm not sure you can say the word spank.
I'm just saying, not that it should be the only form of discipline, but there is certain times you got to yank a kid up, like when they're 3 years old running 100%. For the street. Okay, you got to yank that son of a bitch up. You can't just talk about your feelings in the middle of the road.
I've seen kids fucking throw tantrums in fucking stores and this, that, the other because they're not getting this or getting that.
I'd be buried in the backyard.
That shit don't fly with me. And no, no.
This is one thing that I really, really enjoy. Shit like that never ever will fly with black grandmothers. Black grandmothers will pick you up by your ear and you won't even think you're doing anything wrong. But nobody can get a hold of you. The parents are running around trying to get a hold of the kid. And just out of nowhere, that black grandmother would just snatch and just grab that kid up. And you could see the fear of God come over their face because they know she don't fuck around.
Damn, I've never been called a black grandmother before, but okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, but most grandmothers, but specifically, I've seen this and went, damn, that kid may not exist for much longer.
No, that's the definition of fuck around and find out.
Oh man, yeah, their tolerance scale is less, but honestly, I think in some cases that's good because a lot of people know better, but they don't say nothing. Or I've seen grandparents or families just sit there, kids are acting like damn animals out at a restaurant, climbing on shit, fucking with other people's tables, standing on the table, chewing with their mouth open, throwing shit on the floor, and the parents just act oblivious, like they have no idea. Like, that's where it's a problem all through the generation. Nobody says anything. That's no good, man.
Oh man, and like it's been quite a few years, but back when I was teaching kids martial arts and stuff, parents would come in and sit and watch, and some of these kids would act out, and you'd go to discipline them, and the parents would start trying to fucking say something. I'm like, no, they're on my time. They're not yours now. They're mine. You pay me to teach them. They are mine, not yours. Keep your mouth shut or walk outside. And we got into it with some parents, a couple of times got in with some parents because they just thought, oh no, my kid can't do no wrong. No, your kid's doing wrong and they're going to get disciplined, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. I wasn't a teacher, but as a parent, I can say there's some kids that, their parents didn't prefer they weren't at my house just because if anything got crazy, their kid would get restrained or stopped or yoked up or so. I'm not just going to let your kid beat on my kids or something. You know what I mean? Or whatever. I'm not just going to call you and let them run freaking wild or whatever the case is. So, and they don't like that bad. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can touch them. Like, well, if your kid isn't an asshole trying to stab somebody, nobody's going to touch them, but if your kid's an asshole, self-defense is an open thing in this house, so like, don't start none, there won't be none, we're not trying to box kids or nothing, but shit, some people
don't
some people are crazy.
Don't start. There won't be no shit.
Yep. I don't know, but yeah, some people are funny about that. So, or telling their kid no, to sleep over, whatever. Their kid's up at like 4 a.m. wanting to turn your TV on and play the radio and shit in the living room or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, even back in the day when I was a kid, man, I had I got into fights here and there, and one parent would come, oh, my boy would never do that. He's a fucking angel.
Yeah.
No, he ain't. Your fucking boy fucking went to fucking go for me. So I kicked his fucking ass, and now you're over here bitching and whining and crying, saying he's a fucking perfect angel. No, he's not a perfect angel. You're just not happy that you got his ass kicked.
Well, it doesn't even have to go that far. I mean, I had an example of, my place was the only place with a trampoline. Everybody in the neighborhood knew you could use it, but there had to be somebody around, like, your parent or somebody. Like, usually we were around somebody. It had to be an adult around just because of liability reasons. I actually had everybody sign like a waiver thing just to be able to use it. And as soon as I leave to go out of town, I notice this little Chinese girl in the goddamn thing. I'm like, son of a bitch, by herself. I know exactly who it is. So, stop, come back around, da 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 da. She runs to her house and tries to claim it wasn't her. Like, there's only one Chinese girl in this neighborhood that looks like you. Like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of funny, but they swore up and down she wasn't outside, all this shit. Like I don't know why people gotta lie and make a big deal. Like it's a free thing that I didn't even have to offer to you. Like all you gotta do is just put a chair in your yard and you can watch them in my yard. I don't give a shit. Just somebody keep an eye on shit, you know. But people just rather lie. Not my kid. It's crazy. People,
absolutely, 100%.
stupid as shit. Like,
I mean, you look at all these various shootings that happen, back and forth. And, oh, my kid's an angel. He was the perfect perfect person in our community. Everyone loved him. He never did any wrong.
Yep. Yeah, their kids are always an angel. It's that parent blind syndrome. Their kids can be like the little devil, and they'll swear up and down. It's couldn't have been.
Oh yeah, man.
That's the thing. It's the thing. So usually I find mothers are the worst with it, but there's some fathers like that too, like straight up oblivious. But it tends to be the mom.
Usually it's the mothers, but I get it to a certain extent. But you also gotta wake up and realize that your kid's not perfect. So.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. Kids are just little people. Some of them turn out to be assholes. Just what it is.
Some of us do, and some of us are proud to be assholes.
Yeah.
We worked hard our whole life to get there. Jamie, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man. So I'm skidding in here sideways.
Well, finally.
I know, man. Right? Hey, guys. Look at all them people telling me, hey, garage guy. Walter, Viejo, and Edward Petty, and Ozzy. Man, let me tell y'all something. I was strutting with my new holster for my daggum CZ75 the other day, man. Got a couple of nice comments. So praises to Ozzy. And that thing's big time bad. Anyway.
Ozzy does good work.
Yeah, he does. There's Kyle Lusk out there too. Raleigh.
Nicest looking holster I own is from Ozzy. So
that's because you're cheap, man.
Well, I am cheap, but hey, man, I get good holsters, American made, like $20, $30. I don't need a lot. As long as it does what I need it to do, it doesn't have to kiss my ass. It's just got to be forgettable. That's all I ask. But Ozzy's holster, that puts me in another class. That's my barbecue gun or barbecue holster, as Ozzy would say.
Is that him that says that?
Yep.
Okay.
There is no barbecue gun, only barbecue holsters.
Well,
he makes a good point. It would follow the logic. So, and he makes a hell of a holster to put it in. So,
Yeah, he does. So, next barbecue I go to, I'm gonna make sure I carry that holster because that sucker's big time bad. What are y'all talking about tonight? I got some questions. I kind of need some help.
We've been all over the place, but fire away, man. You got questions? We'll try and help you out. Go ahead.
All right. Here's the thing. Now, today's Mother's Day. I hope y'all went and saw your mother. I spent about 3 hours with my mom.
Scotsman didn't even call his.
I've already been bitched up by Upcast for not calling my mother.
Dang, man. I tried to call you yesterday, dude, and you didn't answer. So
I saw it, but I didn't see it till later on. I didn't want to call you super late.
I don't care, man. I don't care when you call. I just don't. Anyway, so I spent time with my mom. I got home. The boys are over here visiting their mom, and My son and my daughter are here. So anyway, the house is packed. Got a hurt puppy dog. Yesterday, I'm trying. How many of y'all cast your own bullets? I know a couple of y'all do. Alan.
I don't think
I
Alan.
do
don't
not
think Alan's got
cast.
any
I
casting
cannot
yet.
cast.
I could have swore you cast your own bullets, man. Oh, that's why I sent you some. I need to send you some more 40 cal bullets. No. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how hard this thing is. And for Christmas last year or the year before, I asked for this thing.
Hang on.
And I obviously got it.
Bring it back up, Jamie. All right, there we go.
How many of y'all have this?
Nope.
I mean,
Kyle Lusk read a book about it. It's called the Lee book. Anyway, this thing is very hard to use. It's not that it don't work. It's that if you could hold that little microscope, and let me show you the microscope. This thing is a 20 power microscope. See how it's open at one side? So the idea is to hold this pretty much on top of your specimen like this. I don't know if you can see it. Like that. Right over the little bump you just put in it. All right, the thing with this thing is the same as on your screen when you're doing StreamYard or doing a live stream. Everything is opposite and upside down. In other words, when you move it, you try to move it to where the dot, where the little dimple is, you're going the wrong way. And you have to, it's opposite. Everything's opposite. Okay, that's bad enough. So the precept is that you take this thing and screw it down in your reloading press. You put this thing in the round, right? You take a bullet like this and kind of make a flat so that you can put the dimple in it. You put the bullet in there like that. And then you raise your ram and you count to 30 and you put a dimple in the lead. And then you have to use the microscope to see there's a scale inside here. And you have to line everything up perfectly. You measure the width of the dimple and then you look at this thing here and it tells you how big the dimple is equals X amount of hardness. So, yeah, exactly, Bama Dad. It's very hard to read. Now, Reloaders Network, James over there makes a kit to help you use all of this stuff. But my thing is this. If you can get yourself some artist pencils like these and just learn to use them, there's a chart out there. What you want to do is you want to kind of get your pencil exactly at a 45-degree angle, and it's got to be sharp. And you want to push it across that lead, this flat, just like this. You got to make a flat on your bullet, no matter what method of hardness tester you're using. So then you try different pencils until you actually cut the lead. You don't want to make a scratch in it. You actually want to cut it. You're looking to make that little curl up on it there, and then you look at the chart, and it tells you approximately what your hardness is of your metal. So over the Lee POS, I recommend you get some artist pencils. And if you need the chart to tell you how hard the pencils are to relate, yeah, let me know and I'll send it to you. But Walter, I'm going to get that kit from the Reloaders Network. It even comes with a with a flashlight to shine. You got to shine the light on it, and I got this little O light. And I know y'all make fun of O lights, but I've had this O light for probably 5 years, and they've even replaced it because the spring inside here that actually makes contact with the battery broke. And instead of sending me the spring, they sent me a whole nother flashlight. So it's in there in my drawer because I cut another spring at work and made a spring that fit it. So there's that. Anyway, I'm running on at the mouth, and
You're good, brother. You're good. No, that's good, man. No, I don't mind O lights. I've seen some that are pretty good. My whole thing with O lights is people just shilling for them left, right, and center. Just because they got sent product. That's the only issue I've ever really had. People just chilling left, right, and center. But the actual product itself, yeah, no, they're not bad. I have one light. I don't remember what the model is. I don't really ever use it, but I have it.
well, that light flashlight is my everyday carry. I keep it in. It's small enough to fit in my front pocket of my breeches, and I keep it in there. And with my knife that's in my other pants, but I got another one right here. Anyway, the reason I have that light flashlight that goes in my pocket is because I bought it in a kit with a pistol / rifle light that works great. Man, I've never had a second problem with it. And Walter, just for reference sakes, remember when Leadsmith did a video about using this Lee kit, and he used a 40 caliber sizing die to hold the little magnifying glass. That didn't work, man. My flashlight was too big diameter to go in the 40 caliber.
I got a problem with OLED.
I know that's because you're cheap.
Years, those bastards haven't sent me a damn thing. Not a sticker, not a keychain light, nothing. I mean, they're gonna make me grovel and ask.
Well, you
Other
gotta
people,
stop
they were
eating
just
salads,
getting stuff
man.
just thrown to them,
You gotta stop eating salads, and they'll send you something.
Yeah, well, I still like battery flashlights, cell lights. Call me old school, call me cheap, but I like to be able to know I have so much available and can instantly swap shit, not have to get to someone charge.
My flashlight's a battery. Look, man, you unscrew it.
Is it a regular battery or is it like
AAA? One AAA.
Okay. I like that. I like that. But everybody got into you just got to charge them and charge them and charge them, and everything's got a charger. Like, if you're in the woods for 2 weeks, like, unless you're running around with solar panel shit, like, a charger ain't doing you no good. You forget to charge, if you forget to charge your flashlight, and then something happens, and you're spending 6 hours at night using it. Like, most lights don't last that damn long. Like, you're gonna need to change your lights, like your batteries. So I don't know. I just seem gimmicky, and everybody's spending like $100 and some odd dollars on a goddamn flashlight, and it's like, if you want to piss your money away, just send it to me. Send it to me, damn it. Send it to Jamie.
Yeah, Lord knows I need it. I got a granddaughter living in the house, man. Right. So there's that.
Craziness. Yeah, that's it. There's that.
The other, the weapons light that came in that kit, the kit contained the weapons light, the flashlight, and one of those keychain lights you're talking about, Rob. The keychain light I gave to my wife to put on her keychain, and it lasted probably 28.64 days. Less than a month, it's trash.
Man. That's not any good.
No, but this flashlight in my pocket, man, I've been using it. Well, I tell you when it was, and Scotsman, you'll probably remember this. You remember when, speaking of cheap, Chico Wise sent us a email about if you want an Olight kit, these green ones are on sale, and they were like $60, and they were regular like $139, and I jumped on that pretty quick, and that's how long I've had this flashlight, and that's been what, 4 or 5 years?
I was gonna say probably at least 5 years. That's been a hot minute.
Man.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. It's probably been at least 5 years.
So that's how long I've been using this flashlight. Goon beam. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out after the live stream, see what they got there.
Yeah, my everyday carry is a Woobin light. I've been using them for probably I don't know, 6-7 years, maybe longer. They are obviously a Chinese company, but they make a decent flashlight. 4 different modes on, well, 5 different modes on it. But it lasts a long time. Charge it up, and thing will last you 2-3 weeks, maybe longer, depending on how much you use it. I really don't have to mess with it too much, to be honest with you. I've had a couple different ones of those. I have Nebo. I have a Nebo that sits on the desk here, and then I've had Streamlight over the years. Streamlight was one of the ones that impressed me the most. I had one before I started carrying the Woobins and stuff. I had an old Streamlight that I had for many years, and it actually fell in a tank, a chemical tank, and I couldn't get it out, and it was on, and it stayed on for like 3 days. So that just tells you how good Streamlights are. I was amazed.
I couldn't bring myself to spend the big money on a pocket light, and so I ended up just picking up a Work Pro. I know that's probably ass backwards, but Work Pro. Not only is it got a spot, but it's got a flood, and it also has an ultraviolet. It's got a magnet on it, good clip, but it's a USB charge, and I've used it for like 6-8 hours while wrenching on shit, and still haven't actually got it down to where it's turned itself off. But I'll tell you, when you're searching for stuff like coolant leaks and whatnot, that ultraviolet really helps out. When you're dealing with where you're adding dye into AC units and whatnot in order to be able to see if it's leaking, having that ultraviolet on there really helps out. I have no idea who actually makes it other than Work Pro. It's just a crap tool manufacturer that you can get all kinds of different tools for pretty inexpensive stuff, but works really well. I would compare it just under Icon kind of tool quality.
I believe they're owned by Stanley. And I forget who owns Stanley. I forget the name of the company.
Black and Decker now. On
Well,
Stanley.
They're all.
They're even getting rid of Stanley products, supposedly.
They're all a part of the same company. I just forget what the name of the damn company is that owns them all. But I think WorkPro's part of that company too.
Yeah,
pretty good if you get 6 hours off.
I think it's a Chinese manufacturer, but yeah.
Look, my thing with it is, hey, it's a flashlight. If it works, it works. You know, that's my thing. Like, I don't want to spend a ton of money on a flashlight. Never have, and don't ever intend on spending a buttload of money on a flashlight. There's no need, because there's plenty of cheap flashlights that work just fine. And, you know, I have quite a few of them and never had a problem.
Oh, shit. My most used lights, honestly, are like Energizer headlamps. Like, you know, if I'm up on a ladder, if I'm in somebody's basement, like, I need my hands. You know what I mean? So
I've got a couple of higher end, I mean, I guess you'd say higher end flashlights that I won in a giveaway. And that was from MacMan. And those are Mac tools. And those things are nice. They're USB charge. They're nice. But honestly, the cheaper flashlights that I have way outlast them as far as length of time when it comes to battery. You know, they just don't stand
thing
up.
about, like, every light's got to be like 1,000,000 lumens and shit like that too now. Like, that's, bright light's not always a good thing. And then obviously the brighter the light, the quicker the battery's going to die too. So,
well, and also the hotter it's going to get too, because when you're in that high lumen, it's going to heat up.
Let me say something quickly. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal. This is his first time with us. I want to say welcome, first of all. Apparently, Garage Guy, he's close to you. He recognized the Vitek hat, and he loved the Confederate flag, which, so he's close to Virginia Tech, so you might want to check him out.
Yeah, I'm about an hour south of Blacksburg, where Tech's at, in Smith County.
Well, you need to check out our new friend, Fluffy Bunny, because until YouTube, me and Kyle Lusk lived like 20 minutes, 25 minutes apart from each other and never knew each other existed. And I count Kyle as one of my best friends now. Not to mention all the rest of you guys, whether I met you in live person or not. But I got the website pulled up, and he recommended that assault flashlight. Scotsman, can I show a picture of this?
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
All right. The price is on it, so y'all don't pay any attention to that, because nothing is for sale on the Sunday Night Roundtable, nor is it on the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night live stream. We show stuff that we like, and if we own it, it is definitely not for sale. We're showing it off to brag about it.
Well, hold on, Jamie. I'm pretty sure Allen and myself might be for sale if the price is high enough.
Yeah, those
It doesn't need to be that high. I'm pretty cheap.
Well, I told them the other night, probably Friday night, I had a girlfriend that used to tell me I can be cheap or I can be easy, just not at both at the same time. So let me share this screen with you guys. And Goon Beam
Closer,
flashlight.
YouTube, we are not endorsing the sale of this. This is just something that was brought up in the chat, and we are curious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do we recommend you go spend this kind of money for a flashlight? Rob would say, not just no.
I mean, Rob's a cheap bastard, so you know.
Look at the light, man. Look at that shit. Boy, I'm not talking about that's lit up, man. That's
Yeah, it is.
daytime bright. And this is what the flashlight looks like.
Yeah, in a
That's
little
a
palm-sized
5-minute run
unit,
time.
that thing is just kind of incredible looking. I wonder how long you can hold it.
Yeah. It's a knockoff incendiary device.
And I don't believe that these take the kind of battery that you can buy at Walmart. I think what they really use, this is just me speculating, but look at that, man. That'd be pretty cool to have that kind of force available for a quick punch if you had to. Anyway, I think what they use is those rechargeable lights, batteries that come in vapes.
Yeah, they use 18650 style batteries.
1,800 lumens times 110,000 candela of retina melting power. Yeah.
So are you trying to like land aircraft or, you know, look for the dog?
Okay, let me tell you about the guys I deer hunt with. If you took something that looked like that to find your deer stand, man, they would make fun of you from now on.
Yeah,
What were you showing, Alan?
they use this style of battery, the 18650s, and it, according to the website there, it is type C chargeable. So just like a lot of the vapes, but it only uses one. So you carry around one extra battery, and it's like 5 ounce of flashlight. But dang, yeah, it about looks like you can start a fire with that thing. I'm telling you.
Have a good week.
If you were stranded up on a hill somewhere, somebody's going to be able to see you.
Yeah.
Fluffy says he's in Tazewell County, and Tazewell County is very popular here in the state lately because the judge that originally blocked that election is from Tazewell County, about 35, 40 minutes from me right here.
Check that out. But Fluffy Bunny says that those flashlights are hand built. So yeah, man, that's what we need. American made stuff. Is this American made stuff, Fluffy?
All right, we're getting close to that time, so we'll start going through the room. Garage guy, we'll start with you, man. What you got going on?
Well, I got to the range today, and like I said earlier, I did several shooting segments, and Scotsman, one of them was my CZ Omega pistol. Hadn't had that out in a hot minute, and I really enjoyed shooting it. I'm going to have a video a week after next on a 410 H&R Partner single shot shotgun I got here a little while back. Somebody tried to make a turkey gun out of it, drilled and tapped on top of the receiver to put a mount on it, but they did a good job on it, but I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm not going to put none of that on. It's just a plinker, and I hope to have that video up here week after next, and then maybe some update videos on some other handguns. Other than that, just work and back home, I guess. It's good to see everybody. Fluffy, good to meet you there, neighbor. Come join us every Sunday evening, 7 o'clock. Hit Hillbilly's Guns, Beer, and Therapy live stream Saturday nights at 10 o'clock. Georgia Shooting Connection Friday nights at 8. Look forward to seeing you in the side chat.
Awesome, man. Always appreciate you being here when you can be here. Always good to have you.
Thank you.
Rob, what you got going on?
Not much. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Obviously, hopefully you're more thoughtful than Scotsman here, our fine host, and called your mom and, gave her some good words for the day. But, eat a salad, dodge the landmines, don't take any shit, and try to be as cool as Jamie.
Jamie ain't eating no salad, so.
I will on occasion.
Dang it, Jamie.
Okay, it's the Zaxby Zen salad. You got to try a Zen salad from
No,
Zaxby.
I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah, you do, man.
All right, Jamie, what you got going on, brother?
Oh, man, I need to do some videos, but I don't have time. I'm working every day from 8 to 4:30, and I'm sick of it.
That dang 4-letter word.
I know, man. It's like, you know why they named it golf? Because all the other 4-letter words were taken, starting with work.
Yep.
And you fill in the blank. Anyway, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate y'all. I hope I didn't come in and derail the whole shooting match here, but check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock on the Georgia Shooting Connection live stream. And I need to do a video, and I'm trying to decide. And Garage Guy, before I quit, I need some CZ Omega in my life. Yeah, I got to get one of those.
You would love it. You would love it.
I think my next acquisition is what I'm going to be working on this coming week is I used to own a Beretta PX Storm. Did I say that right?
Yeah, the PX4.
PX4 Storm in 40 Smith & Wesson, and I'm going to work this week on reacquiring that same pistol. And if I can get that, I should make a video. I need to make it. There's a lot of stuff I've added since I've made an actual gun video. But anyway, we're running out of time. Thank y'all for having me. Check us out next week.
Good to have you, brother. Always good seeing you. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, kind of like Jamie, I've just had a lot going on. I do have videos that I need to get made. And then some of you guys do know about Pop Goes the Weasel channel, which is the channel for Mr. Holster, which for Fluffy out there. This is a dedication to our good friend we lost many years ago. And I have another channel that I do videos on in dedication to him. I'm coming out, going to be coming out with a new series, at least one video every week on that channel, and inspired by Edward Petty. Edward and me were talking back and forth, asked him for some suggestions. He gave me some suggestions, and it fired me up and got me the name I wanted for the show. So we will have a weekly show coming on that channel. I don't know exactly when the first one's going to be. Hopefully, maybe this coming week. We'll see how things go. I've got a lot still going on. A lot of folks know I lost one of my best friends here not too long ago, and been going back and forth with his sisters, helping them get things taken care of. So it's been a little bit of a journey back and forth. So I'm just trying to get through all that stuff, and then we'll get back on track. But appreciate everyone being out there. Huge thank you to all you guys always showing up, being a part of it, and supporting us. With that being said, Alan, what you got going on, brother? And take us out right.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I don't have anything going on other than work. Things have been very, very hectic at my job, and yeah, it's just been a slave to the grind as of late. Need to get out. Like to turn out some. I've got some great video ideas, but like to get out. I have just so little time away from there. Excuse. But I would like to thank everybody for coming. It's very, very good to be able to do this. I like to see everybody from week to week. So thank you for coming in. Other than that, keep them magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!